Okay. So we are studying organic chemistry from yesterday. Yesterday we have learned what is organic chemistry and what is importance of organic chemistry. And you have seen that organic chemistry is very, very important for sustaining life on this universe. Okay? Before we start studying characteristics of organic chemistry, we wish to learn what is difference between organic and inorganic compounds. Then only you can imagine what organic compounds are. So, see this slide. Are you seeing the slide?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So this is a table of difference between organic and inorganic compounds. First, you know already that organic compounds always contain carbon. Organic compound means compounds of carbon. Carbon is essentially present in all the organic compounds. And besides carbon, there are very few elements which are present in organic compound. Mostly hydrogen. 99.9% organic compounds contain hydrogen. Then oxygen, nitrogen, very few sulfur, and rarely organic compounds contain phosphorus, halogens, and metals. Very rarely. Okay, most compounds contain carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen. Whereas inorganic compounds contain almost all the elements. And most compounds are of metals. Because you know, out of 118 elements, almost 90 elements are metals. And compounds of all metals are inorganic. Okay? So organic compounds are compounds of carbon. Carbon is essentially present in all the compounds. And they may contain, in addition to carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, very few sulfur, and rarely phosphorus, halogens, and metals. Organic, second point is, organic compounds are mainly derived from living systems, means plants and animals. All the organic compounds are derived from plants and animals. However, now they are being synthesized in good amount. Because you know what happened? Deforestation took place. So we don't have plants. And demand of organic compounds is increasing day by day. So we have started synthesizing these compounds, and a good amount of organic compounds are being synthesized and produced in industries. Example of most common organic compounds are, you know, fats, nucleic acid, carbohydrates, enzymes, proteins, hydrocarbons, all the fuels, petrol, diesel, kerosene oil, all are organic compounds. Inorganic compounds are formed due to natural processes. Salt, NaCl, CaCl2, alum, Al2SO4 whole 3. These all are found in nature as minerals. We obtain it from minerals. And they are also manufactured in industries, can be prepared in laboratory. Some common example of inorganic compounds are salts, acids, bases, etc. Okay? Organic compounds are derived from plants and animals. Inorganic compound from minerals. However, nowadays, both are being synthesized in industry. Organic, inorganic, both. Third point is, organic compounds are mainly covalent compounds. Most of them are covalent compounds, except some carboxylic acid salts, like sodium acetate, calcium oxalate. So these salts are ionic, unless most of the organic compounds are covalent compounds. Whereas most inorganic compounds are ionic. Most, keep in mind, not all. Many inorganic compounds are covalent. You know, water, ammonia, sulfur dioxide, sulfur trioxide, hydrogen chloride, H2SO4. These contain covalent bonds. However, they are polar, but are covalent compounds. So organic compounds are mainly covalent, very few exceptions are ionic, but most inorganic compounds are ionic, some are covalent also. Okay. Fourth point of difference is number of organic compounds is much larger. Millions of compounds have been synthesized and discovered. But number of inorganic compounds are very low, in lakhs only, not in crores or millions. Single carbon has formed millions of compounds, and all elements together cannot form such number of compounds. So wherever you go, you have discussed yesterday that in any walk of our life, we found organic compounds. Okay. Next is, organic compounds are much lower melting and boiling point. You can imagine, you have learnt in school only that covalent compounds are soft, they have lower melting and boiling points. Ionic compounds are hard, they have high melting and boiling points. So as organic compounds are covalent compounds, they are soft solids, liquids or gases. Most are liquids and gases, and if solid, they are very soft, like wax. You know wax? Wax is soft solid, it is organic compound. Camphor, soft solid, organic compound. And ferrous sulfate, sodium chloride, gypsum salt, plaster of Paris, these are inorganic compounds. So organic compounds are covalent compounds, so they have very lower melting and boiling point. Inorganic compounds are mostly ionic, so they have higher melting and boiling points. Although exceptions are there, but we are talking about majority of class, majority. Okay? Any question? No. Organic compounds are insoluble in water. Insoluble in water. You know, the principle of solubility. Like dissolves in like. Like dissolves in like. So ionic compounds dissolve in ionic or polar solvent. Covalent compound dissolves in non-polar solvents, organic solvents. So as organic compounds are covalent, they are mostly insoluble in water or water-like other polar solvents. Okay? In the contrary, organic compounds are more soluble in organic solvents like benzene, toluene, alcohol. Some are exceptions, salts. Sodium acetate, it is ionic compound. So it may dissolve in water. Some acids dissolve in water. Lower alcohols and amines also dissolve in water. Lower means having less carbon. Methanol, ethanol type. So lower alcohols and lower amines dissolve in water due to formation of hydrogen bond. But most inorganic compounds are soluble in water and water-like polar solvents. Most inorganic compounds are soluble in water and other water-like polar solvents. Okay? Point number 7. Organic compounds are volatile and inflammable. What is volatile? Volatile means easily form vapors, vaporizable. So organic compounds easily vaporizable. You know, what was petrol, diesel, kerosene oil, ether? What happens? They easily form vapor and go out. And these are inflammable. Inflammable means it burns. This is why most fuels are organic compounds. Petrol is a fuel, diesel is a fuel, kerosene oil is a fuel. This natural gas supplied in LPG is also gas and organic compounds. So, organic compounds are more volatile and inflammable. Almost all organic compounds are inflammable. So almost all organic compounds can be used as fuel. Inorganic compounds are less volatile, although some are volatile, but less volatile. So they are also less soluble in water. Okay? Organic compounds are more volatile and inflammable. Inorganic compounds are less volatile and almost not inflammable. No inorganic compounds is used as fuel. So 8th is organic compounds are poorer conductors of the heat and electricity. Organic compounds in solid state or solution state are insulators or very poor conductor. But most of the inorganic compounds, most, keep in mind always. I used to say most, means not all. Most of the inorganic compounds are conductors of heat and electricity. NaCl solution is good conductor. Aluminum sulfate solution is good conductor. But if you talk about petrol, diesel, kerosene oil. These are insulators. They do not conduct electricity. Any question? No question. Then come to ninth point. Rate of reaction of organic compounds are slower and produce much more complex set of products. Very important point it is. Reactions of organic compounds are very slow. Question is why? Answer is because organic compounds contain covalent bonds and breaking of bond requires much energy. Breaking of covalent bond requires much energy. This is why rate of reaction is very slow. And reactions of organic compounds are fast because they are mostly held by ionic bonds. Ionic bonds are already broken in all states. Ionic compounds are in ionized form. So ionic reactions involve only rearrangement of ions, rearrangement. No breaking or making of bond takes place. This is why reactions of organic compounds are very slow, whereas reactions of inorganic compounds are fast. And organic products are very complex in nature. You require a mechanism to explain it. And product of inorganic reactions are already fixed. Okay. Next, 10th. Organic compounds have long, complex chain of molecules. Long, 100, 200, 1,000, lakhs, crores of atoms are there. And they are complex structure. Complex. You cannot understand it very easily. And knowing one, you cannot know others. It is very complex. Whereas rate of reaction of inorganic compounds are very fast and they produce simple products, very simple, which can be studied easily. Okay, you can balance the reaction very easily. Okay, organic compounds show isomerism. What is isomerism? Isomerism is same formula, different property. Compounds having same molecular formula but different properties are called isomers, and this phenomenon is called isomerism. So organic compounds show isomerism, whereas inorganic compounds do not show. Inorganic compounds do not show any isomerism. But nowadays, we shall study in class 12 only a class of compound known as complex compound or coordination compound. They show isomerism. General inorganic compound do not show isomerism. They do not have different property having same formula. But coordination compound show isomerism. We shall study in class 12 only. But except coordination compound or complex compound, no inorganic compounds show isomerism. And last is, they form homologous series. Homologous series means same general formula, different compound. Same general formula, different compound. So different compounds having same general formula may have similar properties, and in case of inorganic compounds, it will not happen. Homologous series is same general formula, different compounds. No such series is formed in organic compound. For example, in organic chemistry, you can study a formula C2 H6 means CnH2n plus 2. Then C3H8, C4H10, C5H12, all compounds are available. They all have same general formula. C2H4, CnH2n, C3H6, C4H8, C5H10, all have CnH2n formula. So these are called homologous series. You cannot find NaCl, Na2Cl2, Na3Cl3, Na4Cl4. No, such compounds are not possible. Although we have some example, but they are not as homologous series. This is example CuCl and Cu2Cl2. But CuCl and Cu2Cl2 are not different compounds. We call them like CuCl. It exists as Cu2Cl2. Similarly, HgCl, Hg2Cl2. These are not homologous series. Same compound, someone says HgCl, someone says Hg2Cl2. But in organic compound, C2H6 and C3H8 have different meaning. They have different properties. So organic compounds form homologous series. Inorganic compounds do not show any homologous series. Any doubt to anyone? Any question in your mind? You can ask. I know you have read it in class 11th only, so you have no problem. Still, if any confusion you have in your mind, you can ask. No? So now you create concept in your mind regarding organic compound. So organic compounds are all compounds of carbon. They contain very few elements: hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, very few sulfur, rarely phosphorus, halogens and metals, rarely. These all compounds are carbon covalent compounds. So they are soft solid, liquid or gases. They have low melting and boiling points. They are less soluble in water. Okay. They are mainly insulators in solution state. They do not form homologous series. They do not show isomerism. Their reactions are very slow. No? So this is a trend of a concept of organic compounds, what should be in your mind while studying organic chemistry. Now, we wish to know, just we have studied that organic compounds are very large in number. Millions of organic compounds are known to us. So what is the reason? Why organic compounds are in so large quantity, available in such large quantity? And why organic compounds show different behavior? Just we used to see, and see the next slide. What we are seeing? What is the topic?
Unique property of element.
Unique property of element carbon. Unique property. Keep in mind, if you want to be an important person, you must have some unique property. Unique property means different from others. Different from others. Any person, any place, any time, anything becomes very important only when it has some unique property. हिंदी में गाना सुने होगे, जो बात तो उसमें है किसी और में नहीं. That is unique. जो बात तो उसमें है किसी और में नहीं. मतलब क्या हुआ? तुम सबों से भिन्न हो, और सबों से भिन्न हो तो you are important. So carbon has some unique property from other elements. And now see the list. First, carbon shows tetravalency in all its compounds. No exception. In all its compounds, carbon shows valency 4. Tetravalency means valency 4. Carbon forms 4 bonds. Neither 3 nor 5. In all the compounds of carbon, in organic chemistry, carbon shows tetravalency. This is the first unique property of carbon. Valency 4 and that common to all the elements. Second most important theme with the carbon is catenation property. What is catenation means? Catenation means self-linking property, unity. Carbon remain united. Large number of carbon atoms remain linked with each other through covalent bonds. Large, not hundreds and thousands, millions and millions, Arabs and Arabs carbon atoms are linked with each other and form long chains. So this is the most important property of carbon, that it shows catenation property, self-linking property, means unity. If you have studied in your school, English says, unity is a strength. Yes, united we rise and divided we fall. So any society, any country can be important, can progress only if there is unity among their citizens. Unity is a must for development. So the most important property, if one asks you a single property, you say, why carbon is so important, why organic chemistry is so important, single line you will say that is only due to catenation property of carbon. Some other elements also show catenation, but very few. Carbon forms covalent bond and that bond is strong. So the chains formed are very strong. So carbon, as I said, large number of carbon atoms, millions of millions atoms remain bind together and form chains. So these chains may be a straight. You see here, this is a straight chain. All the 4 carbon atoms in the same chain. This one is branched. 4 atoms in the same chain and one is linked with this chain. So this is called branch chain. And these are cyclic chains. You see, cyclic, the cycle of 3 atoms. Here it is 4. Here it is 6 atoms. So carbon can form long chains. That chain may be straight, having same all the carbons in same chain, may be branched. Some carbons are derived from the main chain and some may be cyclic. Not some, a good number of compounds of carbon are cyclic. Okay, so I hope by seeing this you can imagine how carbon forms chains. Chains, straight chain, branch chain, and these are cyclic chains. So a good number of cyclic chain compounds are also available. Okay. Next is carbon forms covalent bonds with each other and also with other atoms like hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur, phosphorus and halogens. Carbon does not form covalent bond with each other only. It forms covalent bonds with some other atoms also. And it can form multiple bond with each other. Multiple bond means double bond, triple bond. कार्बन डबल बॉन्ड कार्बन, कार्बन ट्रिपल बॉन्ड कार्बन, nitrogen double bond nitrogen, oxygen double bond oxygen, nitrogen triple bond. Carbon can form carbon double bond O, carbon triple bond N. So carbon can form multiple bonds with each other, carbon carbon double bond, carbon carbon triple bond, and atoms of other element also, like carbon double bond oxygen, carbon double bond sulfur, carbon triple bond nitrogen. So these are the unique property of carbon, due to which a large number of organic compounds have been prepared in the laboratory, in the nature, and are being synthesized. And these compounds are very, very important for sustaining life on this Mother Earth. Okay? So the reason for separate branch of organic chemistry and the reason for unique property of organic compounds is the unique property of carbon. And there are three important properties. First, carbon shows tetravalency, no exception. Carbon shows catenation behavior, means large number of carbon atoms combine together forming chains, and carbon forms covalent bonds which are very stronger, so organic compounds are very stable, and carbon has ability to form multiple bonds with each other and also with other atoms of other elements. These are the unique property of carbon. This is why a large number of organic compounds are known to us. Any question? हम लोग अभी बेस बना रहे हैं ऑर्गेनिक का. आप सब कुछ पढ़ लिए हैं 11th में, so I'm a little fast, but still if you have any question, you must ask. You don't think it's silly question. Maybe silly for me, but if you are not knowing, it is important for you. So question ask करिए, ठीक है? क्वेश्चन पूछिए और हम लोग धीरे धीरे अब ऑर्गेनिक कंपाउंड के पढ़ने की ओर चलेंगे. तो आप समझ गए होंगे हमारा अगला होगा क्लासिफिकेशन एंड नोमेनक्लेचर. मैं सिर्फ स्टेम बता दूंगा, अब मैं बहुत टाइम नहीं दूंगा आपको. स्टेम बता दूंगा, रूल्स बता दूंगा, कुछ एग्जांपल सॉल्व कर दूंगा. आप उसको बनाएंगे घर में. आप जितना बनाना चाहें उतना बनाएंगे और जो नहीं बनेगा उसको डिस्कस करेंगे. ठीक है? एनी क्वेश्चन एट प्रेजेंट? कोई क्वेश्चन है?
नहीं सर.
नहीं सर. थैंक यू. तो कल पढ़ते हैं हम लोग क्लासिफिकेशन एंड नोमेनक्लेचर ऑफ ऑर्गेनिक कंपाउंड्स. ठीक है?
यस सर.
वीडियो को पढ़ते हैं घर में.